All right.
Yep.
I'm going to hit the go live button.
Okay. All right. No problem.
And we are live.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the patron section of the show. Yeah, good. Be rid of them fucking plebs, huh?
Oh,
Oof.
you know what? Hold on. We just started this. I didn't set it to ultra low latency, so we won't be able to see what there's. So let me fix that real quick. Stay tuned.
It, Paul.
Stay tuned, patrons.
Like ruined my job.
All right, we live again.
And we're live again. So let's talk about the blue dogs spotted in Russia. They look pretty cool. Copper sulfate exposure may be the reason, but I guess they don't know for sure.
I want a copper sulfate exposed dog.
Yeah, so you see these dogs, they got copper sulfate in them. I guess. I don't know.
Well, we go back up. Let me see it again.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa. What the fuck, bro? These are cool ass fucking dogs.
They blue. They blue. Baba dee baba da. A pack of blue dogs become a cause for concern for authorities in Russia. They were spotted by local residents around an abandoned chemical production factory called, oh my God, no.
Called what, TJ?
Zerkshnikoi Orgsteklo.
What? I'm sorry, TJ, you cut out when you read that.
Zerzhinskoi Orgsteklo plant.
Not familiar with that plant, TJ.
Me neither. Having bright blue fur, the dogs were photographed when they were wandering on the road near the factory. So far, around 5 dogs with blue-colored fur have been spotted. Although it has not been confirmed, it's suspected that the color of the dogs may have been caused by pollutants which were left in the factory after it shut down 6 years ago. Located in the region of, man, I hate Russia, Nizhny Novgorod, the plant used to manufacture plexiglass and hydrocyanic acid, as reported by the Daily Mail. The factory shut down around 6 years ago due to financial woes. It is believed that the copper sulfate at the factory is the reason behind the dog's furs turning blue. Reacting to pictures, city authorities are now seeking permission to enter the private property in order to catch the dogs. The authorities want to investigate the reason behind the blue fur and assess the dog's health. So yeah, they're cute and they're blue, but they might not be.
They might not be healthy.
They might not be healthy because they've been dyed blue. So
I mean,
they're good.
Somebody earlier said it sounded like a creepypasta, and it kind of does, dude.
Have you heard the tale of the blue Russia dogs?
As we rounded the corner, I saw a pack of dogs, but what I saw couldn't have been real. They weren't brown or gray or black like you'd expect. They were blue.
Sky, you're a midget. Look how short you are.
Dude, I do not miss the indignity, the utter emasculating indignity of sitting next to fucking TJ. I remember back on Cinema for Cynics, I was like, I swear to God, I'm going to get like 2 phone books and sit on them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in a crappy WWE chair, too.
No.
So that doesn't help.
Sky's chair is actually quite a bit taller than mine, too. It's like up here.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Damn, what is Scotty's torso? Like this?
Yeah,
is that much torso?
That's all I've got.
You used to call him Thumbelina when we were growing up,
Thumbelina.
Yeah. San Diego Zoo gorillas. This is the animal section of the show, by the way. San Diego Zoo gorillas make full recovery from COVID-19. Several gorillas are back in public view for visitors of the San Diego Zoo after making a full recovery from COVID-19, according to an update from the zoo. 8 Western lowland gorillas caught the West Coast variant of the virus, despite employees adhering to all recommended biosecurity precautions, zoo officials said.
Dude, proof again. COVID versus gorilla. Who wins?
Gorilla.
Exactly. Gorilla wins.
A surge of COVID-19 cases in California in December and January included a variant that experts say may be more contagious than other strands of the virus. All 8 gorillas in the zoo were secluded after the diagnosis on January 11th. with some showing symptoms that included mild coughing, congestion, nasal discharge, and intermittent lethargy. The gorillas were infected with the B1429 lineage of the coronavirus, which has been prevalent in California and may be more contagious than other strains, according to the zoo. Zoo officials credit the gorillas' recuperation with the highest standards of care offered by the zoo's veterinary team, wildlife care professionals, and collaboration with a wide array of colleagues and partners. Winston, an elderly silverback gorilla, received monoclonal antibody therapy among his treatments. Due to concerns over Winston's age and underlying medical conditions, veterinarians performed a diagnostic examination and were able to confirm he had pneumonia and heart disease. From a supply not permitted from human use, Winston received monoclonal antibody therapy, heart medication, and antibiotics.
Good.
And so Winston has survived. He will be just fine. You can still go see him at the San Diego Zoo.
Good.
Probably the most famous zoo in the world.
Probably the
Zilla
best
gonna
zoo in the
croak from
world,
Rona.
honestly.
Godzilla ain't gonna die of no goddamn coronavirus.
Dude, Godzilla would die to the Rona.
No, he would not.
Yes, he would.
I don't think so.
Bullshit.
Gorilla wins, though.
Bull goddamn motherfucking shit.
You ready to change your tune on that little fucking
No.
You already
hot
did.
take yet?
No.
Didn't you already do that, TJ?
What I do?
You already backpedaled and said you're going.
I
for
didn't
a-
backpedal nothing.
Huh?
Godzilla for life.
That's not what you said earlier.
That's what I've always said.
What?
White swan turned black by printer toner dumped in pond. Kind of intermittently going from fucking positive animal stories to negative animal stories. It wasn't even planned. It just kind of like happened that way.
The blue
Back
dog,
and forth.
the white swan.
It's like dog
Died.
dies horribly. Dog survives. Gorilla lives. Swan died black. This is the second animal being dyed an unnatural color by human pollutants story, by the way. So that's kind of weird.
What can you do?
A white swan has been turned black by what is thought to be a printer toner dumped in a pond. The mute swan was rescued from the water in Westbury, Wiltshire, covered in a black powdery substance. It's taken to the RSPCA West Hatch, where staff said it will take quite a lot of fairy liquid to get it clean. What the fuck is fairy liquid? RSPCA Inspector Steph Daly said, I was horrified because it looks like a black swan. We're still really baffled as to what this substance is. The distressed bird. Why is distressed in quotes? Yeah, he is distressed. It's not like a
He's covered in shit.
you know.
Yeah.
The distressed bird
It's covered in fucking toner.
was spotted preening and trying to clean the substance off in a pond of Mainway on Friday after being rescued on Saturday. Damn,
Poor
they
little
fucking
bastard.
Insp Daly said we were really concerned because of the state of it. We assumed it was oil, but it's more like more powdery, like photocopier ink toner. The charity said staff were busy with the job of washing the substance off, but with each wash taking 30 minutes, it was labor intensive. He's been washed a number of times, but it's still not all off yet. Insp Daly said, out of all the washing up liquids, it's only fairy they use, and they've put a shout out for donations because they get through quite a lot. The charity is also concerned for the swan's mate, which managed to fly away, and is appealing for anyone who sees any birds in a black substance to contact them.
I'm glad we're treating the planet well.
Man, this is fucked up, man. This poor fucking swan, man.
Quiet tree hugger. This swan.
Someone says swan blackface. Yeah, if you think about it, this swan is fucking.
This is
Nah,
a racist
man.
This is a
swan.
He didn't
racist
do this on
goddamn swan,
purpose.
dude.
He didn't
The
do this
swan
on
is a
purpose.
racist, Paul. The
He did
swan
not-
wanted to fucking do a little fucking blackface.
Mm-mm.
This is what happens.
Mm-mm, dude, he did not, like Justin Trudeau, decide to smear himself with black paint. Okay?
Yeah.
He swam
That's like
into
a
some of
duet
our
with fucking
shit
Judy
and it got
Garland
done to him.
now.
Look, this is clear, guys. This swan is weak. Survival of the fittest. It's evolution. We need to waste a bunch of what is this fairy dust crap or whatever it is on this fucking swan. Just put a bullet in its head and move on.
Jesus, Scotty.
Don't be a tree hugger, Paul.
Jesus, Scotty. Have a heart,
If
Scotty.
that swan was on a fucking plate, Paul, you'd stuff your face.
Next time you Jiro hurts his paw, Scotty, put a bullet in his head and move on. You know what I mean? Just a dog.
You threatened my dog's life, Paul.
I did not.
You just threatened my dog's life. Dino better watch his back.
Oh shit. Dino, run.
What is this? Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm distracted by this side story. Facebook blocks news content in Australia.
Yeah, click that shit.
What does that mean? Facebook blocks Australian users from viewing or sharing news. Just like any news. What?
What? How?
Huh?
Can you please read this?
Facebook has blocked Australian users from sharing or viewing news content on the platform, causing much alarm over public access to key information. Australians woke up Thursday to find Facebook pages of all local and global news sites were unavailable. Several government health, emergency, and other pages were also blocked on Thursday, something the tech giant later asserted was a mistake. That's a weird mistake. Facebook has a news shut-off switch? Like, prevent all news from coming... that's not a mistake. That's just like, oops, we accidentally pressed the news fucking shutdown button.
They operate in other countries that have their pro-censorship. They already have these versions of these applications built. So yeah,
no. You're wrong. They were only saying the fucking emergency services cutoff was a mistake. They meant to hit the news switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, keep reading.
Australia's government said the ban threatened Facebook's credibility. Those outside Australia are also unable to read or access any Australian news publications on the platform. Facebook's move is in response to a proposed law in Australia which would make tech giants pay for news content.
So it's Facebook going like, fuck you then. You
fuck news. You, bitch. No news for you, Australia. Why is Facebook doing this? Australia's competition regulator said it has drawn up laws to level the playing field between tech giants and publishers over profits. But Facebook said the law left it facing a stark choice: attempt to comply with a law that ignores the realities of this relationship or stop allowing news content on services in Australia. With a heavy heart, we are choosing the latter, it said in a blog post.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
A heavy heart.
With a heavy heart, we fuck you in the ass.
Oh, wait, we can't fuck these publishers as bad anymore? We're just not interested in working with them then.
Okay, well, it is with a heavy heart that we slit your fucking throat and kick you down a fucking flight of stairs. Heavy heart, you guys. Heart's so heavy.
Dude, it's with a heavy fart that I tell you guys that I'm taking over the show and all of the proceeds from it.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Heavy fart, huh?
Heavy fart.
Heavy fart.
I mean, you did it with a heavy fart, though, so it's all good.
Australian news is mostly Murdoch press. I guess that is true. Nothing of value was lost, is what you're saying. Anyway. Volunteers race to save thousands of cold-stunned turtles washing up in Texas.
Aww.
The power is out, cell phone service is spotty, and the water has stopped running for most South Padre Island, a normally balmy beach town in the southernmost tip of Texas that has been chilled by a deadly winter storm. But amid freezing temperatures that show no signs of warming soon, dozens of residents have ventured on foot and by boat to rescue another species that makes its home here, the island's famous and endangered sea turtles. By late Tuesday, volunteers working with Sea Turtle Inc., a local rescue group, had transported more than 3,500 comatose turtles for rehabilitation at the town's convention center. Conservationists took look to gradually increase the animals' body heat as they lie on tarps and kiddie pools indoors. But Wendy Knight, the executive director of Sea Turtle Inc., fears that hundreds of those turtles rescued in Texas may have already succumbed to the cold. It's unprecedented, she told the Washington Post. A cold stun like this could have the potential to wipe out decades of hard work, and we're going through it with no power and a unique, more catastrophic challenge to our efforts.
Climate change is a myth. Sorry, go ahead.
Dangerous Arctic chill leaves more than a dozen dead, widespread power outages across the U.S. I think that's actually supposed to be a headline, but it looks like it's just part of the body of the article. Yeah, this is actually a separate fucking story, it looks like. But, yeah.
Poor
Nothing
turtles.
to see here. Nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, look, unprecedented cold. Texas can't handle it. Bah!
Everything's
Wait a
fine.
minute.
What are we going to do?
Is it just me, or is that Mitch McConnell in there that I see? Because he looks
Yeah,
get it?
That one's Mitch McConnell right there.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. Poor Mitch. I mean, actually, Mitch can die, but the rest of the turtles should be
Yeah.
saved.
You have the rest of those turtles.
He does a discredit to his species, you know?
Poor fucking turtles.
Paul, I got some great news for you, though. This is the best news ever. I bet you can't wait for this. Wearable chip can tell you when stress levels are dangerously high through your sweat. You know, I've always been, how many times have you been sitting there wondering to yourself, like, I wonder if I'm stressed right now? Like, am I stressed? I'm not sure. Better check my chip.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, shit, I am stressed. I better fucking calm down then.
I can never tell when I'm having fucking a panic attack or something. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's in the background or something. So like having a chip that'll go blah, 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 when I'm having a panic attack, that'll help, you know?
You'll know.
Yeah. I mean, this is a useful piece of technology. From fitness monitors to sleep trackers, wearable technology has taken self-improvement to new heights. Well, I guess that's one way of phrasing it, maybe. Now, a new device developed by Swiss researchers might warn you if your stress levels are growing dangerously high. You know what else will warn you about that? The ability to sense and feel your own emotional state would probably also come in handy on that one.
I need a device.
Like, what's next? Like, our new wristwatch can tell you when you're sad. It's like, what? I don't need this.
It's like the mood ring of the fucking Zoomer generation, dude. It's like, you're stressed. No shit.
Yeah, I think people know when they're fucking stressed, dog. Like, what the fuck is this?
The one that would help you de-stress, like, it's going to help you de-stress. It's like, it just identifies
lets you know
an obvious problem.
Hey, Alexa, does my foot hurt really bad right now or not?
Dude, let's read the stupid comments on this. They look fucking hilarious. People take themselves far too seriously. Stop that and learn to laugh at ourselves. Goes a long way at relieving stress.
Oh my God. Thank you, doctor.
That's all you need to do. Stop taking life seriously and laugh at yourself.
Here's another guy. It's the same guy. It's another fucking message from Bizarro World. Newsflash. Life is stress. Stresses are everywhere. It is just life. Who needs or wants to measure what we already know? I actually agree with that sentence. I know if a person turns off their favorite news, hype, and lies and turns off their phones, amazing how quickly stress fades, at least a little bit. We are too connected, too pushed, fed too much fear and constant state of alarm. Well, he's kind of got a point there. Been this way for 20 years now, and PTSD is just the beginning to reveal itself in the masses after such long-term stresses coming at us from all the talking heads. Just turn them off. Well, you know, the world is still going to be fucked whether you're paying attention to how fucked it is or not. Just so you know.
That's true.
He's arguing ignorance is bliss. Like, look, you don't know about it. Whatever.
But he is kind of right on that.
I don't necessarily disagree, but for some reason, I think he's wearing a monocle and a top hat while he's writing that.
Quit worrying, plebs. Everything will be fine. Just quit paying attention. Send it to Pelosi, the ranting misfit. What?
Okay.
Hey, listen, guys, not everything is a fucking opportunity to fucking stick it to Pelosi. I know you want it to be, but like, it's kind of a stretch sometimes.
You're wrong.
Great news for all the snowflakes.
Anyway. All right.
Man rushed to hospital after he put ring on penis to make it bigger to impress girlfriend on Valentine's Day.
Oh, man. They had to cut that thing off his
I think it had the opposite effect.
Oh. Look how it's a ring.
Why did he put that on his cock?
No. No.
A man was left with uncontrollable pain after he tried to enlarge his penis with a metal ring as he wanted to impress his girlfriend on Valentine's Day. The unnamed man had heard the trick required only the content of his toolbox. The man from Bangkok, Thailand believed that putting his genitals through a nut would enlarge it and strengthen it by forcing blood into the glands. He used baby oil to slide the ring through his penis. However, the attempt to enlarge the private part turned out to be a horror as the man was rushed to the hospital after the metal ring got stuck.
This dude thought he was gonna make a cock ring at home.
Yeah. The next day, his penis started to swell and he experienced pain. He tried. Wait, the next day? What? You left it
on for a day?
The next day. Okay. He tried to remove the ring, but in vain. I was terrified that I would need my penis amputated. It had swollen so much, I thought it would burst. The Daily Star quoted the man as saying, at least it worked. It did make your dick bigger, you know? He called the emergency services on Saturday afternoon. The nut was stuck around the base of his private part since Friday morning. Dude, this guy waited way long on this.
Oh, dude, he was totally embarrassed. He's like, look, maybe it'll, go back to sleep. My dick will get small again. I'll pull the washer out and I'll be fine.
Once the medics arrived at his place, he was rushed to the hospital. The metal ring was carefully sliced through with a metal cutter in an hour-long operation as the man cried with pain throughout the procedure. Guy, listen, if you want a cock ring, just go fucking buy an actual fucking cock ring. Don't improvise at home,
use
right?
a washer, dude. Come on, please.
Oh, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to do it. I'm better than that. We're not relying on that anymore.
What, dude, you're not going to do it?
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do
You're
it.
not going to do it?
No.
You're not going to do it?
No.
What if
I want to do it? You could do it. I'm just not going to do it.
Me Chinese, me so slick, me put nut around my dick.
Okay.
I did it.
University
I did it
Handbook.
so you didn't have to do. I'll take the hit on that one.
Thank you, Paul.
I did a
appreciate
racism.
it.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
We apologize to all people everywhere. University Handbook encourages staff to adopt gender-neutral language. Call fathers the non-birthing parent. From Fox News, of course. Staff are told to acknowledge the mistake and correct themselves if they fail to use inclusive language. Staff at the Australian National University in Canberra, Australia, have been encouraged to ditch the terms mother and father with the hope of being more gender inclusive. ANU's Gender Inclusive Handbook has requested fathers to be referred to as not fathers necessarily, because that's the problem here is like it's not always like the father-mother dynamic anymore. That's the whole reason for this different language, right? Non-birthing parent and term mother be replaced with gestational parent when discussing childbirth. Man, and then society collapsed, right?
Yep.
And then it all just the whole of civilization fell like a fucking house of cards, right? Oh no. The handbook also recommends using the term breast/chest feeding and human parent's milk instead of breastfeeding and mother's milk. I don't really understand what the term with breastfeeding is because everyone has breasts. You know, like even a dude with even Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day, that's still breast. You know, it's not a breast.
Wrong, TJ. Those are pecs. It
can be a pec and a breast. I do have breasts.
You have breasts.
Can also be a breast.
I have
a
pecs, TJ.
Yes.
Rippling pecs, TJ.
And you did breastfeed in junior, I'm assuming. So
true.
Non-milk. The comments in this are going to be great. These policies are a result of universities allowing lower performing students into their institutions.
What?
No, they're not. As a result of government quests for fairness. As a result, we have a wave of college graduates getting jobs and making decisions that prove they've been educated way beyond their intelligence.
They've been educated beyond their intelligence? Okay.
Yeah. Amen, brother. Amen, brother.
Hey, man, you did a good job.
This is what happens when society advances to the point where daily survival is not an issue. We create a class of people that feel perpetually oppressed because their feelings get hurt. You mean you?
Not only that, but like
some handbook in Australia fucking wants to use different language than what we traditionally have used. This is what happens when society goes down a turlet. It's like
why is that? Why is that a bad thing? Oppressed. Like, this is what happens when we no longer have to worry about running away from saber-toothed tigers and shit. You know, we can actually like focus on our inner lives a little bit and how to treat each other better and stuff, you know? Ugh. Like, what a fucking
Gross.
terrible fucking idea.
I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I had a belt-wielding, full-time, cash-earning parent and a home-based, teaching, nurturing parent. Both taught me a lot. Oddly enough, I called them mom and dad, and I've yet to be damaged as a result.
Kentucky
Dude,
Colonel.
like a Kentucky Colonel, dude.
Colonel fucking Sanders here. I had a daddy that would beat the piss out of me.
My daddy would beat me, and my mama loved me. And I called my daddy, and I called my mama. And I turned out just fine, leaving comments on Fox News. I'm all good.
The 50s was the best time. Oh,
Like-
wait, now it's going to be the 60s and 70s was the best time.
Do you guys remember that? Do you guys remember that point in your childhood where you didn't know what to call your mom yet, and then she showed you on your birth certificate where
Yep.
it said mom or mother,
It's like,
and you were like, "Oh, mama, dada." Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is definitely going to stop children from calling their parents mom and dad.
No one is fucking telling you that you can't fucking use whatever language you want to describe yourself in the context of the home. This is just a fucking institution that's adopting language that's not going to fucking alienate certain people.
This is
There's nothing wrong with it.
This
It's fucking
is
a non-issue. Crying about it is fucking so lame. You're the ones who are triggered. Shut up.
Yeah, dude, this is the same playbook, the same tone of whining that used to happen back when it was hot to talk about prayer being banned in schools. Prayer was never banned in schools. Kids could pray whenever they fucking wanted at various times during the day when they had free time in school. Prayer just couldn't be made mandatory in school. That was what they were whining about. And now this is the same thing. They're acting like this change of language on fucking birth paperwork is somehow making it illegal to call, you know, your parents mom and dad.
You can't even call your dad no more.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, calm
It's
down.
done, TJ.
And like,
New Jersey-
you know
Oh,
what
sorry.
other fucking like the right is so good at these hyperbolic arguments when minor little social advances or changes happen. Like when gay marriage happened, it was like, what's next? Man versus horse? Man marries dog next. You know, it's like you made a leap to a totally different species to
Why
make
not,
your
Paul?
argument. Wow.
If marriage ain't between a man and a woman, it can be a marriage between anything. You want to marry a chair? Go ahead.
Hey,
I mean, I'm fine with that personally.
cherridge, dude.
I think you already have.
I am pretty
I know I
married to
have.
this chair.
New Jersey cops filed 6,000 charges for weed since voters passed ballot question to legalize marijuana.
Of course. Gotta fucking cash in while they can.
Police across New Jersey have filed more than 6,000 charges for minor marijuana possession in the 3 months since 2.7 million voters said yes to legalizing weed in the Garden State. The arrests continue as lawmakers and Governor Phil Murphy work on a last-minute compromise for stalled marijuana legislation and decriminalization bills, and as people mistakenly believe the state has already reformed its laws prohibiting marijuana. Police filed 2,378 charges for possessing less than 50 grams of marijuana during the month of January, according to a report from the industry, from the state judiciary. That's lower than the pre-election average of arresting 100 some people a day, but higher than in November and December when police across the state filed 2,125 charges and then 1,703 charges, respectively.
Right.
Many thought marijuana would be legal by January 1st, and some argue it is, but ongoing debate on two bills, one to launch a legal marijuana industry and another to end arrests for possessing small amounts, has left laws barring the drug's use on the books. We're in a terrible limbo, said Chris Gold. Just fucking legalize it. Quit being stupid. It's not that hard. The voters fucking spoke. Exercise the will of the fucking people.
Oh, I'm sorry, TJ. The will of voters was wrong.
New Jersey is a fucking garbage state. Everyone hates it. New Jersey should fucking probably be burned to the goddamn ground. So just get something right and quit
TJ,
being stupid.
I'm sorry. The voters voted incorrectly. You may not realize that, but the voters in this case, the people of New Jersey, should have voted to keep prohibition on marijuana.
New Jerseyans voted 2-1 to legalize marijuana,
They
but that
were
didn't
wrong.
overhaul prohibition immediately. Instead, it gave lawmakers a mandate to create a framework for a legal marijuana industry. Well, just fucking create it. 2/3 of your fucking state want it. Just fucking do it. Enough of this fucking whining bullshit. Oh, just fucking all these politicians should just tell them, like, stop fucking arresting people for weed immediately. We're no longer enforcing any on the fucking books laws against this shit. We're done. But no, instead you still got these cops going around arresting people for something that the fucking voters have already spoken on.
Gotta cash in while you can.
Because these cops are all pieces of shit. Every fucking single cop on the face of the earth is a piece of shit. I don't care about the one cop that was nice to you in your fucking little small town, or your fucking uncle who's a cop, or whatever the fuck. They're all pieces of shit. Hey, cab, bitch.
What if a cop bought you a cheeseburger, TJ?
Well, that cop would be all right. But all the other cops are shit.
All right, fair enough.
All the other ones. That's where
What
I
if he
stand.
spit in it though?
Oh,
Well, I don't know.
then he's a prick.
How's that spit taste?
I mean, you don't notice it in the burger, but he definitely loogied in it, you know?
Well, I guess if I don't know, it doesn't hurt me.
He mixed it in the mayo.
Bastard.
What if he nutted in the mayo and then gave it to you? Would you still be would you still think like, all right, cool cop?
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, did you know?
I mean, I
about
wouldn't
it?
know about it, right? So, you know.
I mean, ignorance is bliss, right?
I mean, you would know
Yeah.
about it. You know the flavor.
You know what the fuck is going on here.
Like a little spit with my burger.
Do.
Look at that shit, TJ.
What?
Dogecoin top holder worth 2.1 billion. Should have got into that one, TJ.
Yeah.
Man, TJ, I remember you sitting going like, I think I'm gonna buy some of that Doge, but then again,
No.
it's probably not gonna go up as high as people are saying it's gonna go up.
Man.
Doge to the moon.
Man.
You'd be a billionaire right now, TJ.
Could have been a billionaire.
You'd be a billionaire laughing at us.
30 Taliban militants killed in explosion during bomb-making class.
I guess they failed the class, huh?
Whoops.
So this is a literal example of hoist by your own petard.
Yes.
Which, you know, I never really knew what that meant, Paul. I was always like, I always thought a petard was like an article of clothing. And that hoist on it just meant like you tripped on it or something. I guess I thought kind of like, because the tard thing, it was like unitard, leotard,
right.
you know,
Leotard,
that kind of shit.
yeah.
But a petard is a bomb. And being hoist by your own petard is literally like blowing yourself up with your own bomb. So
Right.
this is a literal example
It's a military thing from
of
Shakespeare.
this. Yeah. It's a Shakespearean fucking quote. At least 30 Taliban militants have died in Afghanistan after they blew themselves up during a bomb making class.
The class really blew them away, TJ.
Yeah. The Kama press news agency said the fighters died when improvised explosive devices, IEDs, they were learning to construct, exploded inside a mosque, quoting a release from the Afghan Army's 209th Shaheen Corps.
I mean, hey, the class had an immediate impact upon the students, you know?
Yeah. You know?
What more can you ask for?
I don't know. The blast happened on Saturday morning at a mosque in the village of Kultak in the Daulatabad district of the Balkh province. The fighters include 6 foreign nationals. The bodies of 6 foreigners could not be identified because of the extent of the damage caused by the explosion, the Army statement revealed. The militants had gathered to learn techniques for making bombs and IEDs from 6 foreigners who were reportedly considered experts in the subject.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I mean, hey, you got to learn what not to do sometimes, you know?
Yeah, you know.
It's a hard way to learn a lesson, unfortunately for them.
Some lessons you only get to learn once.
Yeah, and very briefly.
All right.
Yeah, that's, I mean, definitely a Darwin Award.
Yeah.
You know,
For
runner.
30 people, too. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, 30 people killed all at once in a bomb-making class.
Saskatoon family launches fundraiser to reclaim man's preserved tattooed skin. It would be kind of weird in a way for someone else to have his skin. There are family members that would rather have it. So I guess this dude had his tattoos preserved.
That's pretty common, actually.
I mean, especially if you have really good tattoos, there's no reason for it to be lost to time necessarily.
Yeah.
His wife arranged for his skin to be preserved. It was eventually displayed in 4 glass frames in the Electric Underground tattoo shop that Wenzel and his wife owned. However, she was unable to pay rent at the shop for much of last year, and Electric Underground was evicted from its Idlewild Drive location in October. Roundtable Management, which owns and manages the building, took possession of all items inside, including Wenzel's preserved skin. Now his family has launched an online fundraiser in an effort to raise enough money to pay off the rent arrears to get the skin back. They fear it would be sold if they do not succeed. I feel like this should just be a no-brainer. Like any part of the remains of a loved one should be remanded to the custody of the family, regardless of any fucking
on one
or anything like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. On the other hand, she probably should have taken this shit out before she stopped paying rent on the building. You know what I mean?
True enough.
Yeah.
Like if I had my mom's ashes in a building that I was renting and suddenly my business went belly up, I'd probably go ahead and take those home,
Yeah, get them on out of there.
Yeah. That makes the most sense. But
just
just
it's
'cause
still
someone has a
shitty.
debt-
I mean, like, even if you're the landlord that wants to get paid this fucking rent, like, give this lady her husband's remains or whatever. Like, that. Don't be shitty about it.
Yeah, it seems like they should probably just do it, like even just for like press purposes. You know what I mean?
they don't give a shit, dude.
Yeah, probably not.
And they don't know what's going to be a news story. It's just when it became a news story, she'll probably end up getting them back because of that. Oh, media attention. Oh, we never intended to keep those. We had no idea.
We did not know at the time that this was blah, 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 blah.
I'm gonna have to gather a few more stories here, but 90-year-old man takes out $10,000 ad to tell AT&T CEO about slow service. This guy's awesome. A 90-year-old California man frustrated with his slow AT&T internet service took out 2 newspaper ads totaling $10,000 to tell the company's CEO that he needs to do a better job of providing his North Hollywood neighborhood with faster speed. Aaron M. Epstein, no relation, I would hope, said he's been at AT&T customer since 1960.
Fuck.
And only started to have issues with this internet speed in the last 5 years. Well, I think your internet speed was probably pretty slow in 1960 too.
Probably,
yeah.
but comparable to the rest of the, it was probably okay then.
When I was watching a movie on Netflix or something, other streaming service, it was like a slideshow. It would start and stop. Very frustrating, he said in a phone interview on
like
Friday.
a flash fried.
Yeah, just like an episode of Flash Fried, he added. Epstein said he started calling the company to ask for faster service, but was told it wasn't available in his area.
Which is North Hollywood, California.
Epstein said he didn't want to change to another internet provider because he was concerned about having to change his phone number and email address. I mean, you wouldn't have to do that. You could just whatever. So he decided to take out 2 ads in the Wall Street Journal to vent his frustration. A spokesperson for the Wall Street Journal confirmed that the ads ran on the February 3rd edition of the newspaper, one in New York and the other in Texas, where AT&T has a headquarters in Dallas. The spokesperson declined to comment on how much Epstein paid for the ads. Well, how the fuck do we know then? Probably just because we know it's comparable.
Yeah.
I love this dude that's so crotchety and bitter that like when his internet's slow, he's like, I don't feel like changing my fucking email address and shit, so I'll just take out fucking a $10,000 worth of ads to complain.
Fuck yeah.
Like, fuck you, CEO of this company. You need to do better. You have a picture of this ad? No?
Yeah. Go up.
What?
It's right there.
Oh, here you go. Paid advertisement. Open letter to Mr. John T. Stanky. Wait,
John,
the fucking...
it's me, John Stanky, CEO of
the fucking
AT&T.
CEO of AT&T is John T. Stanky?
John T. Stankass.
Fucking...
Stanky.
Oh, man. Stanky, dude.
Dude, he got bullied so fucking hard in school. You know it, dude.
Just you wait. I'll grow up to be the CEO of AT&T.
I think they actually did run fiber to his house because of this, though.
Did they?
Yeah.
AT&T prides itself as a leader in electronic communications. Unfortunately, for people who live in North Hollywood, California, 91607, AT&T is now a major disappointment. Many of our neighbors are the creative technical workers in the Universal, Warner Brothers, Disney Studios, and adjacent, blah, 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 blah. You know, he just fucking said basically you're a piece of shit. Although the AT&T is advertising speeds up to 100 MBS, and for other neighborhoods, the fastest available AT&T is 3 MBS. Your competitors now have speeds over 200 MBS. Why is AT&T, a leading communications company, treating us so shabbily in North Hollywood? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it does say here that they're going to run fiber to the neighborhood. They've actually completed a planned expansion of AT&T fiber to the neighborhood.
Wow, what a shock.
We were of course, we were always planning on doing that. That was always what we were going to do.
Oh, we were just about to get to that.
Oh,
Yeah,
what a coincidence.
It's imminent. Let's go ahead and talk about some of this Texas shit.
Don't mess with Texas. We're going to secede from the U.S. of A.
Might want to
WTI.
Wait a minute. No.
The highest.
actually help us.
A winter storm. Oh, no, we can't fucking make it. Please, federal government, save us.
Deep freeze sends Texas electricity prices soaring 10,000%.
Seems reasonable.
Tonight, a deep freeze sends Texas electricity prices soaring 10,000%. Citibank can't fix a wait, that's just some other shit.
Story.
Unthinkably cold temperatures have knocked Texas's energy facilities offline. Electricity prices spiked more than 10,000% when the winter storm hit this week. There are blackouts across the state. More than 4 million Texans were without power early Tuesday. Although some are attempting to pin the blame on one fuel source or another, the reality is that the Arctic temperatures are hobbling fossil fuels and renewable energy alike. My colleague Matt Eager explains. It's striking that these power outages are happening in mighty Texas, the energy powerhouse of America. A bit of context. Texas produces more electricity than any U.S. state, generating almost twice as much as Florida, the next closest, according to federal statistics. Texas is the #1 state in both crude and oil and natural gas. Wind power is also booming in Texas, which produced about 28% of all U.S. wind-powered electricity in 2019. So what happened? Obviously, Texas winters aren't usually this cold. The state's infrastructure is simply not prepared for a deep freeze.
Whoops.
Critics of renewables will try to blame wind turbines, but experts note that the wind makes up a small share of Texas's energy consumption. It's also worth pointing out that a lot of chillier places have wind turbines that don't buckle in the cold. Iowa, Denmark, etc. They just need to be winterized, a step experts said Texas had skipped.
We don't need to spend the money.
The Lone Star State is all alone. Texas made a conscious decision to isolate its energy grid from the rest of the country. That means when things are running smoothly, it can't export excess power to neighboring states. And in the current crisis, it can't import power either.
Sounds like it's their fucking fault.
Texas stands alone, y'all. Whoopsie doopsie.
I mean, this just sucks. I know a lot of folks in Texas. I lived there for a little under a couple years and
lived in San Antonio.
Yep. I got friends that lived there, and you know, they're telling stories of like people that have no power, whose pipes are frozen, who are having to walk for miles to the nearest closest HEB that's open, which is their big kind of Texas chain there.
Yeah. And
that there are lines up and around the building to get into the HEB due to COVID restrictions and shit. And so and just trying to be safe and trying to get as many people in as possible. So this is fucking no joke for a lot of people.
Oh,
like
this, I'll show you. And it's freezing in Texas as well. So they're waiting out in icy conditions.
Well, I'll show you some people that was definitely no joke for here. This is a story from, just to kind of like bolster your point. 2 dead from carbon monoxide poisoning after using car for heat in Texas storm. Houston police said the victims were a woman and a girl. 2 others, including a boy, were taken to a local hospital for treatment. So 2 people, including a child, were found dead Tuesday from carbon monoxide poisoning after a car was used to generate heat in a Houston home by widespread power outages from a rare winter storm.
I mean, this is just like not a. I mean.
Yeah, you don't run a car, you don't run a vehicle indoors.
Or a generator.
No, ever.
Yeah. Houston officers and firefighters responded to a welfare call to find 2 adults and 2 children suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning. The police department said Tuesday morning a woman and a girl did not survive, while a man and a boy were rushed to the hospital for treatment. The names of the victims have not been released. Initial indicators of the car was running in the attached garage to create heat as the power is out. Yeah, you don't do that. I don't know who doesn't know that, but if anyone in our audience doesn't know that, don't run a vehicle. You cannot run a vehicle indoors. There's nowhere for the carbon monoxide to go. You will pass out and you will die.
Well, if they're in Texas, more than likely they don't have power anyways.
Right.
I saw.
I guess
stories...
they did it. It was like a desperation move to escape the fucking frigid cold.
Yeah.
I saw stories and like tweets and shit telling people how to stay warm during powerless freeze conditions and shit. Like move as much crap as you can into one room in your house. Take all of your dirty laundry and use it to seal off the doors and windows and insulate from the outside. Only stay in that room. Take your pets in that room. Put your bed in that room. You know, like try and preserve the heat of the smallest room in your house that you can. So there are people that are like huddled in a bedroom together right now in Texas. By the way, this is all fucking climate change shit here. I mean, we can expect this to continue happening in Texas and elsewhere in this country.
And unfortunately, Texas did not take the proper steps to winterize its power generation
because
sites.
they fucking just...
Oh, it's not going to happen
Oh,
here.
well, it's never happened before.
Oh, who knows what's going to happen, though? That's the problem.
And here's the story. Several million without power in Texas as temperatures plunge as low as negative 20 Celsius.
Oh.
This is a rare deep freeze in Texas that raised demand for the power. Forced the U.S. electrical grid operator on Monday to impose rotating blackouts that left nearly 3 million customers without electricity. The cold snap sweeping Texas reached northern parts of neighboring Mexico as well, where authorities said 4.7 million users lost power early Monday. Temperatures range from -2 to -22 degrees Celsius. You know,
It's a fucking disaster, dude.
and I mean, like another thing is like a lot of these homes are not insulated for winter conditions, you know, because they don't have fucking frigid winters in Texas, or at least they didn't used to.
In Houston, no.
I imagine that after this, this might become kind of a priority for Texas. We'll see.
I mean, this happened in Texas. Like people were pointing out, like 2011, they had bad winter storms and shit like this went down. So Texas is known for a while. Their grid is vulnerable. It just wasn't a priority to invest in that grid in order to make sure that it can function under extreme circumstances like this. And of course, there was a catastrophic failure.
Well, it's like the levees in New Orleans, you know.
Yeah,
You'd think that they would address the problem after what happened to Katrina, and they really haven't at all. Like, it's still just as vulnerable. If another hurricane hit like Katrina hit, the city would be just as fucked as it was last time.
Well,
yeah, maybe a little bit, maybe marginally better off, but not much.
They double fucked themselves by not taking the measures to winterize properly their power generation, and then by closing themselves off from other states who could have imported power to their grid during this time to cover the shortfalls, because not every state is being hit like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
So they really kind of like fucked themselves in the ass twice, and the people that suffer for it are the rank and file, average, lower to middle income folks who are now all huddled up in places in Texas where it's fucking, I don't know what -20 Celsius is. I only know American degrees, you know what I mean? But
yeah, what is that, TJ? Like negative like 20 or something?
I only speak American, you know?
I speak American. I'm checking right now. So negative 22 degrees Celsius, be about -7.
Negative
7.6.
I mean, that's fucking insane.
So
bro.
7 degrees below zero.
No thanks. No fucking thanks, dude. And you know it's a problem like that because like when we lived in Ohio, we went through the polar vortex a couple times, TJ, and we were just, I mean, it sucked. It was really cold outside, but we never lost power.
Yeah, I remember it was like, there was a night, it was like -11 degrees or something. And I was with my ex-wife at the time, and I started boasting like, yeah, I could go out there fucking butt naked for 30 seconds. No problem. No fucking problem. Stay out there for 30 seconds in that fucking cold. Wouldn't even fucking, I fucking, she's like, oh yeah, do it. I'm like, yeah, no problem. So I fucking get butt naked and I walk out there in the fucking -11 degrees. And I was just instantly like fucking banging on that door. Let me I
made a great
I bit off
error.
way more than I could chew with this one. Fucking let me back in.
Dude.
It was like I've never known. That cold was like, it was like pain to be in that level of cold, and that was fucking crazy.
When you get in that level of cold, and I've
But I had a nice warm house to go back into. Like,
Right.
oh yeah, it's warm in here. Like these people have nothing. They're just like
They're
stuck
in that. Yeah.
When
There's
you
no way to
walk
fucking
out
warm their house.
in -7, -10, that fucking range of temperatures. I lived in that for close to a month in Cedar City, Utah. And I will tell you, dude, your body recoils like it does from a hot stove. You hit that fucking air and your body immediately goes into fight or flight mode. It's like, get out. It doesn't matter how bundled up you are. Like at a certain fucking level, your body just immediately reacts like, get back. Go wherever you were before this, go back that.
Get back to that now. Crazy shit. So this is a story we've covered here and there along the journey. Story is starting to get more attention. Britney Spears' father loses bid to retain control of delegating her investments. The joint conservatorship powers were debated in court Thursday and intensified scrutiny over James Spears' control of his daughter's estate. Britney Spears' battle to remove her father's conservatorship over her estate continued Thursday as it denied her father's objections to how her conservatorship will be delegated. Britney Spears filed a petition with the court last year to remove her father and to place a financial institution as the sole conservatorship over her estate. Her attorney, Samuel D. Ingham III, argued last year that the singer was afraid of Jamie Spears and would rather a professional financial institution take over her estate. Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Brenda Penny denied the singer's petition last year, but appointed Bessemer Trust as a co-conservatorship along with James Spears. Objections raised by James Spears' attorney, Vivian Thoreen, on how the co-conservatorship would be delegated were rejected Thursday. One objection raised by Thoreen asked that James Spears have the power to delegate investment powers, an issue that was a point of debate between two attorneys Thursday. Ingram told the court that the nature of co-conservatorship is that James Spears' powers as sole conservator appointed by the court in 2019 would be reduced. Thoreen argued that the court orders should be consistent with the 2019 order that gave him sole conservatorship. There's no intent or desire to create unequal power or decision-making between the two, Your Honor, Thoreen argued. This is a way to make it consistent and to not take away the powers Mr. Spears has as a conservator had. Thoreen also denied a concern raised by Ingram that James Spears would delegate the investment powers to a third party, stating that her client simply wanted to be able to delegate the investment decisions-making authority to Bessemer. The objection was denied by the judge. Both James Spears and Bessemer Trust are expected to work together on a budget and investment proposal for Britney Spears' estate following Thursday's hearing. So a small victory for Britney.
I mean, I'm hoping she's getting some momentum. I know this doesn't mean she's won everything, but it's definitely a judge shifting a little bit of the momentum towards her having the say in where her money goes and not her father. So
Well, it's really just like a...
Well, didn't they just come out with a documentary about this? I think
There was a big documentary about it that just kind of like delved into the whole fucking thing.
I haven't seen that documentary, but I know that Britney Spears was basically gaslit by the entire American media and a lot of people in America on early social media into having a fucking mental breakdown that I think anybody would have probably had given the level of scrutiny she was undergoing. I mean, she was like paparazzi magnet times a billion. You know what I mean? She couldn't fucking take a shit without there being a picture of it because somebody snuck onto her property. And she had a freak out, and she's basically gaslit by the entire planet into believing that she couldn't handle her own shit and letting her dad fucking enter into this conservatorship over her and shit, or it was ordered by the court because of what she did. And then she is an adult ass woman who's clearly responsible for most of the money that her name and brand has generated over the last 20 years is like still given a stipend and told what she can spend.
oh, Daddy, can I spend some money? It's like she's fucking what, 35 years old, 40 years old. I don't know how the fuck old she is.
She,
It's like, look,
I think she's got to be at least like 30 in her late 30s. I think you're right, like 36, 37 years old.
I'm at 39.
She's 39.
I mean, look, it's not like she wants to take it over herself entirely. She just wants something that's more objective. That seems pretty reasonable. Her dad doesn't need to keep fucking meddling in her affairs.
But remember, he did write. I mean, he was pretty good in all those songs and shit. I mean, he wrote all the songs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, look, I understand for like a certain time, like to like, okay, then you transition away
He
from
performed. I mean, like, he was great. He performed all those songs and stuff, and did all the work to earn that money. So of course he should. He should have it. You know.
Yeah, he should direct how all the money is spent. Of course.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
It's all good. It's ridiculous. To me, it's ridiculous this is even a fucking issue. Like, the whole fucking reason that he's a conservator of her fucking estate and her fucking fortune and shit is because, like, she's mentally unfit to handle it. Well, I haven't seen any evidence that she, you know, even if she was mentally unfit at any particular time, she's clearly fine now. So why the fuck is this still happening?
Like, she had a period of
clearly
time
okay. Yeah.
where she was displaying outwardly and publicly signs of mental instability. And so for her safety, her money was moved to a conservatorship so she didn't make any silly fucking decisions. Well, that was like fucking 15 years ago.
Right. And since then, she's been fine as far as I can fucking tell.
She looks fucking completely normal, happy, healthy, like she's eating. I've seen the videos that she makes. She seems happy and normal and totally fucking capable of spending her millions of dollars. So, like, let her have it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't
see what the argument is at this point. It's been what, 13, 14 years. I mean, look, and they're not even petitioning the court to say, hey, just give her total control and that's it. It's like, hey, I want another company to take over this conservatorship. So it's just continuation of it. So if this guy's really looking out for her best interest, how is that not her best interest?
I don't know.
I think we know why he wants to keep managing it.
Yeah.
The dude's fucking, I mean,
this guy burned any bridge of chance for him to be taken care of by Brittany now, because he's been such a fucking iron-fisted fucking tyrant over her money for no reason. And so now his only hope is to maintain fucking conservatorship over his completely mentally fit daughter in perpetuity so that he can continue to live the lifestyle that he has. Because I guarantee you, if it goes her way, his ass is getting cut the fuck off. Why would she take care of him after all this fucking shit? I wouldn't.
Yeah, there's no way. And the fucked up thing is, if he wasn't an asshole, he probably would have never had to worry for money again the rest of his life.
Right. If when she came to him after she went through therapy or whatever it was after a couple of years and was like, all right, Dad, I'm ready to fucking like take the reins of my life back. Thank you for being there for me. And he was like, all right, honey, just let me know if you need me again, and signed it over. He'd be taken care of. He'd be rich. And Brittany probably would have had a career that went a decade longer, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, she'd probably still be doing shit, honestly. I don't think she's not doing anything as far as that goes anymore.
She's done like a residency in Las Vegas.
Maybe I don't even know what the fuck she's been up to. Yeah. I mean, I was never a fan of her music.
Neither
or
was I.
Fuck,
I mean, I'm still not, but what's happening to her is fucked up.
Yeah, it's fucking lame. Yeah, I pretty much don't have any more stories.
Dude, TJ,
stories?
I'm out of stories.
Pathetic, dude.
That's okay, because Scotty and I have been talking about something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess this is as good a time as to bring it up as any.
Oh shit. What's going on?
You've been acting really erratic lately. You've gotten your channel banned off of YouTube due to your insane ramblings.
Made some bad decisions.
We really don't, I mean, it's right on the cusp, TJ, of being banned. You know it is. It's been completely demonetized, TJ, completely demonetized. And we think that you're in danger of doing irreparable damage to your brand and your future career. And so Scotty and I are entering into a conservatorship over all of your money.
We're going to manage it well,
goods.
TJ. We're going to take care of you. Don't need to worry about a thing.
You'll be fine.
Just need to go to court, sign a few little papers, and that's all you got to do.
Just do a little signy sign on the dotted liney line, you know what I mean? And we'll take care of everything, okay? During this tough time while you recover.
TJ,
I'm a little
you're
sus.
stressing. You're stressed, TJ. You need that thing.
It's not banned. Poor guy can't see reality. Fuck you, Jessica. What the fuck? You're a jerk. By the way, good job on banning that idiot in the public stream. I saw that. That was good.
What idiot?
There was some moron in there that was like doing this, like, we were covering that cop story, and he was all like, Floyd died of an overdose.
It's like, get out.
Fentanyl, Floyd. And
yeah.
she was just like, she didn't fucking time him out or nothing. She just like banned. I'm just like, hell yeah. Thank God.
We need that Gordon Ramsay. Get out! Get out!
So
We need to fucking kick his ass out, man.
that
Dude,
was
we should
good.
have a segment every week on Flash Fried Scotty called Gaslighting TJ, where we
gaslighting TJ.
where we gaslight TJ into believing something that isn't true about himself or the world.
Oh shit!
Or
Can you
maybe you guys
gaslight?
could do it to me, since I'm probably the most gullible of the three of us. Honestly, you could be like, you could have a like, I'm willing to submit to like the gaslighting Paul segment. You guys could just spring it on me. Like, don't tell me it's the gaslighting Paul segment. Just cover a story that's not real and see if it works, and then like, if it does work, gaslight me forever
Paul,
about it.
Paul, I've been working fucking fake stories in the Flash Fried for fucking like months now.
I knew that.
Man, come on.
Yeah,
I can
of
always pick
course.
out the fake ones.
Can you?
Can you, Paul?
You piece of shit.
Can you really?
Can you?
What is real, Paul?
What's real? What's fake? No one
Are
knows.
you even doing a show now, Paul? Or are you dreaming? Are you awake? Or are you asleep? Where are you, Paul?
What is Paul?
Are you even Paul?
Ah!
What is this fat oaf in front of us? What is it even called? It does not know its own nature.
Dude,
It
I
does
want to
not
just
know
say
what it
too,
does.
I'm so glad that that one time that you guys put all that hard work into pulling episodes, if that pulling fucking research for that triple threat, and I literally just like read the SpaghettiOs Wikipedia.
Yeah. And that was
And
the
then-
star of the triple threat,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And then it was like everyone's like SpaghettiO, SpaghettiO.
Life.
Somebody rubbed that shit in my face today on Ideology this morning when I got up. I did a Ideology this morning, and somebody was like, dude, I love the fact that in that triple threat, 100% the best segment was the one that the least amount of effort went into. And I was like, man, fuck you for being right.
What? Oh, I said that to TJ. I'm like, you son of a bitch, dude. I spent time pulling this shit. You show up and go, I'm the SpaghettiO. Uh-oh, SpaghettiO.
Yep.
Dude,
What
did
can you
you
do?
actually come up with the SpaghettiOf name?
You didn't. No.
You did.
You did. You basically
See?
just said on the spot.
Yeah.
Paul, you were just like, you should just do a character called the SpaghettiOf, and I just immediately started doing it. And I did it different at first. I used a different voice, and then I changed it. Like, I think I actually changed it like a couple of times, but whatever. No one gave a shit.
The
It worked.
SpaghettiOf, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week with more of this Flash Fried shit. And yeah, rock the fuck on, you know.
Yeah, enjoy your Friday episode coming up this week. We love you all.